Well, good evening, everybody, and how are you? I am Reverend Janet Reynolds. I am your host for tonight. Blue Feather is my guide. He is the one, he's my gatekeeper. He's the one that protects me. And he's been with me for a very long time. So let me say that. And then tonight, what we're going to talk about is your spirit guides, how and where. Okay. And by that, I mean, where are they? How do they come to us? There's many ways that they do that. Blue Feather came to me 30 some years ago with the help of one of my psychic medium friends who told me about him. He is Cherokee Indian, and I am 20% Cherokee. He's from the Carolinas, and my background is the Carolinas, plus Fredericksburg, Virginia, DC, Maryland after that, of course. And he was my father in a past life. So I want to talk to you tonight a little bit about our spirit guides, who they are, and how do they come to be with us. The one way that we can really find out that's most important who they are is through meditation. Okay, meditation is a very strong means of connecting with your spirit guide. And before the show is over tonight, I will give you some information on how to meditate and see if they won't come in and talk with us. Okay. But I want to say to you, the types of guides that we have, of course, the spirit guides, and then we have other guides. We have guardian angels that watch over us. We have relatives and ancestors that maybe sometimes you feel that that's pretty hard to believe, but relatives and ancestors do look after us. And then we have just plain old angels, but they're sweethearts because they look out for us also. Okay. We have, as I have been taught, okay, we have 5 spirit guides and or spiritual body guides according to spiritualism. And I learned this information at Camp Chesterfield in Chesterfield, Indiana. Okay. And Camp Chesterfield is over 150 years old. And I studied there for 2 years. I just love Camp Chesterfield. So it says here you have 5 spirit guides or spiritual body guides according to spiritualism. I just said that a minute ago. I realize that now. We have an Indian guide, which is in indigenous cultures close to their land, and they can be skilled warriors. Blue Feather is a skilled warrior. Please know that, okay? You have a doctor of chemistry, okay, an alchemist. They work closely with our energy bodies to bring about changes. They concern themselves with our physical state and well-being, and they can help us heal our bodies by just asking, okay? We have a doctor of philosophy, okay, concerned with our spiritual development and are a huge asset to us. They are both our strictest taskmasters and our biggest cheerleaders as we grow spiritually, as we grow spiritually. Sorry about that. Joy Guide, that's my favorite. Joy Guide. They have been, other than Blue Feather, I should say, that's my second favorite. Joy Guide, they have been entrusted by Creator to remind us of the lighter side of life, to help put humor into situations, and are usually very young children. And putting humor into situations is really a necessary factor. So my joy guide is sassy And I have a picture of her, and she is a redhead. And I used to be a redhead when I was a child. I had dark auburn hair. She wore her hair in a ponytail. And the funny part is I could never get my hair in a ponytail. My hair has always been so super fine. It never really grew long. Okay. But Sassy's been with me for a long time. And one of the mediums at Camp Chesterfield just happened to draw her. And with her, she sits on my right shoulder. And she definitely helps me to put humor into situations every day. And then I have to just stop right there and say, every day, okay? Blue Feather sits on my left side, okay? Then we have master guides that come and go when needed. And it can be Jesus, it can be the Blessed Mother, it can be Kuan Yin. Okay, they walk with you on your journey and concern themselves with teaching and guiding you on your path of enlightenment. Okay, spirit guides include your guardian angels and can be considered our protector guides or our spiritual bodyguards. Okay, or oh God, I can't even say it, or I should say bodyguards. Okay, they have lived on the earth in some previous life. You may have known them in a previous life. Okay, so, it's very important to understand that, we're never alone. I have written a story called Angels All Around, and they are. Angels are always around us. I can tell you so many stories. The story that I wrote, though, was about a time when I got a flat tire. In fact, I've gotten a flat tire twice, and help was right there immediately, if not sooner. And it's very interesting what spirit puts in our path. Okay. Now, when we say relatives and ancestors, okay, our relatives, especially parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, children, care for us while they are alive, and they don't stop when their physical bodies die and their spirits pass on to the soul plane. Okay, they continue to take an interest in our lives and will do their best to give us guidance in times of trouble. They come to us in dreams, which I believe in our dreams so much, and I'm trying very hard to teach people about our dreams because they are so important. Doing things that make us think of them. Manifesting smells. Have you ever smelt a cigar the same as maybe that your father smoked or your grandfather smoked? Or you could even smell perfume from your mom. That's meaning that spirit is right there when you smell those odors, okay? They can touch you. And then hearing our names. Have you been in a store and heard someone call your name and you turn around and nobody's there? And family members and ancestors manage to really keep a good eye out on us. So please know that, okay? I know I have many around me. I know that. So now let me just say this. If anybody is watching the show and you have a question, I would say to you, please call 813-814-1601 and or 813-361-2648, which is my cell. So no worries. I have my cell sitting here, and then I have my regular landline sitting here. So it is not a problem. I hope everyone had a beautiful day today. I just think our weather is so nice. I'm waiting for it to get cold again, which is coming this weekend, I think. And then that way I can burn my fireplace again before we get hit with the hot summer. Okay. All right. So then let me say this to you, everybody. If you have a question, please don't hesitate to call and ask. I'm right here. Once more, 813-814-1601. And, even if you have a question and can't get a hold of me tonight, you can always go to bluefeather.net. Okay? All right. So now let's talk about angels once more, or let's talk a little bit more about angels. Angelic help is all around. All we have to do is ask. However, there are times we receive angelic help without asking. And that can be through dramatic circumstances, okay? Talking to a stranger and we look and they are gone. It seems real. There was an incident that happened when I was up in the Villages a couple years ago, where there was really a very, very bad car accident and they could not get the woman out. And out of nowhere, this priest came over to the car. He was able to open the car door, however, and he was able to pull that woman out of the car. And when this happened, the ambulance and all the people came over to help her. He turned around and he walked away, and the newspaper was there at the time. And when the journalist came over to talk to the priest was gone. So we could just say that was an angel that was disguised as a priest, but he helped the lady. He got her out of the car, and that is what is important. And that's what we could call a dramatic circumstance. And I think that's very powerful. And when I can say to you, angels all around, I can tell you an incident where my daughter was moving from England to Spain, and I went over there to help her pack. I'll tell you what, that was some heavy duty stuff to do, especially her bed. We had to take her bed down. It was king size. So we had it upstairs. We were able to pull it apart, but it was supposed to go downstairs, and we weren't ready to do that just yet. But we was packing. We were doing all of that. And she was having a pod sent to her house. And I guess it didn't register with me when she told me a pod was coming. I said, okay, all right. So we get the knock on the door, and the guy is standing there, and he says, I looked out the door, and of course I see it, and that's where everything's supposed to go. And he looks at me, he looks at the kids running around. My daughter has 2 children, and then my daughter. We were all standing there, and I said, well, where are the guys to help us? I mean, who's going to help us to load up the pod? And he just looked at us and he said, come on, I'll help you. So he helped us put all that furniture in that pod. And then what they do, of course, is they take it away and put it in a warehouse. Well, my daughter was talking to him, and he got in the pod, and he was taking it to the warehouse, and he told her goodbye. She came in and she told me, she said, you do realize, Mom, that was not his job. He was just supposedly to deliver the pod, drop it off, and go his way. But see, angels all around. He saw the situation we were in, and yes, I could have helped, and I did, but you should have seen them bringing the king-size bed down. That was not an easy thing. So angels all around, okay? I just think it's amazing. If you just look at your everyday, there's always something good that comes about. So then what do we do, or how do we invite and invoke and then ask? Well, we ask for the help that we need, no matter what. The spoken word is a stronger energy, okay? So please know that. When you're speaking, speak from your heart. Dear guardian angel, thank you for being with me. Please help me at this time, and describe the help that you want so that the outcome is for the highest good of everyone concerned. I'll tell you what, I could be calling on angels all day at the rate things are going for me. So then after they come, they help you. Then you say, thank you for your help with the situation. Even if you haven't yet received the benefits, simply know that the benefits will come and show your gratitude. I wanted to give the gentleman that helped us pack the pod, I wanted to give him money, but it was too late and he had left. So I felt bad about that, but I'm sure that somewhere along the line, they, as in the guys up there, heard us say thank you many times for the help that they had given us, okay? Now, I'm going to also speak to you, please, about meditation. Meditation to meet your guides. It's very, very important. And before I get started, I'm going to say, does anybody have a question? Phew, and if you do, please call 813-814-1601. And if for any reason, my nose is, it's my, the allergies. If for any reason you have a question and you can't get a hold of me tonight, then you just go to www.bluefeather.net and you can ask a question there and I'll get it via email. Okay. Okay. So now let's get into how to get a hold of your guides. And it's through, of course, what I said, which I already said, is meditation to meet your guides. So were you to want to do a meditation, this is how you need to sort of go about it. Maybe sit in a comfortable chair with both feet flat on the floor, okay? Close your eyes and you need to breathe deeply in and out 3 times at least to relax, okay? You breathe in, and when you breathe in and let your stomach push out, okay? And then what you do is you breathe in, you feel peace and harmony enter in your body, and then you breathe out and let go so that you can feel the tension negatively ebbing out of you. So you breathe in with your stomach. You don't breathe, push your stomach in, you breathe it out. And then when you let go of the air, you let your stomach go in. That's totally different. And that helps you to go down into a deep trance, okay? You can imagine that you are at a favorite place where you feel peace, comfort, and safe. When you can feel, taste, smell, and you are totally immersed in your surroundings, take a few more deep breaths. Invite your guide to come to you in some way. You can visualize being out in the ocean, which would be my favorite thing. You could be down a forest path, and you could be maybe walking quietly over a bridge and water is all around you. It's all in what you want to do. Once you go down and you realize where you are and it's all quiet, greet your guide and enjoy the time together, okay? If possible, now or later, write down what came to you. Symbols, thoughts, feelings, words, a name, seeing, meaning visual. I will tell you about a time that I was in a very, very deep meditation. And my grandmother, who I really loved a lot, I loved my aunt, of course, but I loved my grandmother too. I saw my grandmother in the meditation, and I said to her, I did more than anything in this whole world. I wanted to see my grandmother's spirit. Okay. And so I said to her once more, Mama, I want to see you. So I said, can I do that, please? Would you show your spirit to me? And my grandmother said to me very nicely, no. So I said, oh, okay. So I thought that was pretty heavy duty, but at least she was letting me know she was not going to come visit me as a spirit, whatever we want to say. So then I said to her, okay, how many grandchildren will I have? And she told me I would have 2 grandchildren, and it would be by my daughter only. Now, this meditation that I did was been over 20 some years ago, for God's sakes, when I was